Welcome to a video. Right now it is currently 3:03 in the morning. But it's okay. August 26th, Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I hope y'all will have a great day. Don't got much going on. Pretty much gonna go with the flow. Whoops. Close that out. Alright, let me bring up the little list I got going on. So, I'm going to talk about the day in work, the controller, write it out, finances, and home. I'm not sure if I'm going to go through all of it, but we shall see. So, let's start off with the day in work. So, the day, yesterday I slept at 4:35. 4:40, somewhere around there, and I got up at, I think probably at 9 or 10. It was pretty late. When I got up, I decided just to eat lunch, get ready to go to work, and just went off to work. And I think I got to the workplace about 1 o'clock. So I did I did things so slowly. I think I was just so groggy getting the clothes ready and everything, and I was eating really slow. And I wasn't depressed or anything. I wasn't out of it. I was just tired, like really tired. I think it might be the weather contributing. But yeah, so I did go to work, and unfortunately, I'm actually very worried because I did 3 trips, as we can see right here, and I made only, let me change the color to, let's do orange. So I did 3 trips and I made I think it was $23. Dude, $23. How is that going to pay my huge bill, which I want to talk about the finance later, and it's actually pretty terrible, and I'm genuinely worried. So sat there. I mean, there was one that was okay, and I regret not taking it. It was $35 for 23 miles. I could tell it was more than 23 miles, because remember, when I go out there, it's going to be 23 miles there and then 23 miles back to my original spot. And that would be like, what, 46 miles for $35? Of course, it's not worth it, right? But to me, it could have been okay because it was somewhat early in the day. Not really, because I think it was about, I think probably 2 or 3 at the time. So that's when people get off work. Oh yeah, I think that's why I turned it down, because it was going all the way to, I think, the Compton area and then down to Long Beach. And I was like, dude, I don't know about that. And it was off freeway. So from the BP location, the Buena Park, to the Compton, I had to take the 5. And of course, 5 is conveniently right on beach where I'm at. But going through rush hour when people are going home, and the 5 freeway, for those that are in Southern California will know, it's bad. It is terrible. And from all the way there to the Compton, and then take the 5 again to the 405. Whoa, that's even worse. Because the 405 is terrible too on rush hour. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, dude, 1 is like, it's going to be 46 miles. 2 is going to be rush hour. So yeah, it's totally not worth it. And that's going to be probably almost 2 hours or more than that. And that's the reason why I didn't take it, because yeah, it was bad. I mean, if it was a little bit earlier, like around lunchtime, like around 1 o'clock, like if I got it right when I got to the workplace, I probably would do it. But since it wasn't at that time, it was around about 3, or a little bit later than that. So I was like, nah. Okay, so let's talk about the other stuff. We got the day in work. Now let's talk about the controller. Great news, everyone. Maybe great news, I'm not sure. I found it. My controller. So this thing cost me about, I think, $70, and I got this thing 3 years ago, or more than that. I play video games on my phone with it. I use this, and now I use the tablet. So when I get bored or when I get sleepy, I'll pull this out to stay awake. And I'm grateful. Where was it? Because I took the car seats out, and my car, for those that don't know, I built it for stealth camping. And I guess it dropped out of my bag, and it fell into the crevice where I have a little cabinet set up. And on top of the cabinet is my fridge, and it was stuck on the bottom. So it fell out of the bag, but it got stuck there. So that's great news that it didn't fall outside the car, but it was inside the car. Did it get damaged? Yeah, it got scratched up pretty bad. But then I used I think it's Armor All, so it can't really be seen, but it's pretty scratched up. But it's okay, because it works. And I got the controller, which is great. So what else we got? Write it out. Okay, I need to start writing things out because there were so many things I did not do today. I could have done it if I wrote it down, but I did not write things down. Like, remember how I mentioned I want to research to do the AI generator for my photo, the avatars for my other channels, and I forgot other stuff. There are other stuff I want to do. Research on more about the LLC. I mean, that part, I think I get it, but then I realized I also need a separate business bank account, and I need to figure out that. I mean, is there going to be extra charge for the LLC? I think I have to wait on that because I remember, I think, talking to a tax person to start a LLC. I think they need $700 or something like that, or that's paid yearly. I forgot how it went. Probably have to look into that again, but there's some sort of fee. And yeah, so I gotta write things out because, man, end of the day, when I get back to the house, I feel so incomplete because I did do stuff, but I don't remember what it was. And I got the tablet to replace my booklet, but I'm not using the tablet, which I'm supposed to for the right reason, but I gotta change that. I gotta fix my habits. So now let's talk about, I'm going to talk about it first, and then I'm going to cross it off. So let's talk about the finances. Man, dude. So I got my bank statement, and wow, I owe way more money than I thought I would, like thousands more. And of course, I still have not paid my insurance yet, which is another $1,000 on top of other thousands of thousands. So, man, I'm already not making enough money and just doing, man, holy snaps. Anyways, it just, and plus, man, I just have so much emotions because I'm also watching other content creators and how they're talking about they're not doing too well and things like that. And I know if they have like more than thousands of subscribers, they're making money. And I remember someone else was talking about, oh, don't think that another content creator was saying, don't really believe the things that you hear because you have to experience it to know. And I guess that's another way, just like in scripture, don't believe any spirit but to test it. But the only way to test it is I need to get there myself. So, man, anyways, about the finances, I do have a plan. my plan is to do the vlog. I think I'm gonna make a set. Oh, did I write? Okay, it's on there. That wasn't on the screen. I'm thinking about, say the credit card is 6K plus. The reason why I put plus is because the interest, for those that don't know, not only do we have to deal with taxes and insurance, we also got to deal with interest. Credit card, anything that has to do with finances, there's interest. So credit card is about 30% for the major one, unless people have the credit union, probably less than that, like 15 or 10%. So man, that's the reason why I put the plus, because if I pay the bare minimum, there is no way I'm going to pay that off. Unless it was the credit union, like the 10 to 15, yeah, that will take a long time, probably 20 to 30 years to pay off. But for the big banks, the ones that are not credit unions, they even put like I think a disclaimer saying if you pay the minimum amount, there's not a chance, it's pretty much guaranteed the interest will accrue and you're not going to be paying principal at all. You know what I mean? Or the principal is going to be so small it's not even going to cover. So yeah, so I'm thinking about, remember how I talked about doing the video and vlog? So I'm just doing the Uber Eats, and of course if I have other incomes coming in, I'll put it down. So let me put an example. So I'm going to just share my thought here. So this is my example. So when I do the video, let's just pretend I'm doing the video. So I'm doing the video. I will show my, for example, the amount right here. We'll just do, I'm probably going to do 65K. And I'll put the plus. And then whatever amount I make, I'll just subtract it from the Uber Eats. Oops. And then subtract it from that amount. Let's say I made 20 bucks. Wow, that's going to be super discouraging. Wow, I don't know if I'm going to do that. I don't know. Should I break it down by monthly? Because that's going to look bad, because it's going to show that I owe a lot. For example, let's say 2K and I'm only making like what 500 a month. For example, I'm not saying that that's how much I actually make. Holy snap, that is terrible. Dude, the reality is sinking in. I am getting worried. Snap. So smack, man. Anyways, so that's the finances. I put pechaheng, means terribly bad. Terribly bad. And yeah, man. Alright, so the last one I wrote is Hmong. I remember my oath I made with the Father of Heaven. If he gives me a place, I will study the Hmong. He gave me the place, but unfortunately I didn't say a peaceful place, because once I start studying, the tooth would be out and about, roaming around, saying whatever, and it just it distracts, and I can't really study outside, because when I start studying, for some strange reason, I start attracting the spiritually unalive people, and man, I really don't want to be around those people, especially when I'm in the low vibration state. And man, I need to have higher vibration to attract good people. So yeah, I mean, It is what it is. So tomorrow I'm going to start studying Hmong. I think I'm going to integrate it with the day and work, because you know how I talk about the day and then work, but I think I'm going to also add the Hmong. So if I do study it, I'll bring it up. And for those that are joining me on the journey, hopefully you'll help me to stay accountable, because this is not only to share my journey but also to prove what the Father in Heaven told me. If I do the three that He has, the three preceding commands, if I obey it, then He'll add on the things to me that have my own place. Everything will be just set together. And yeah, alright, that is all I have for this video. 15 minutes in, probably thinking, should I do the 20 minutes? But I kind of went through things so quickly. If I slow things down, probably, because there's other things I want to talk about, such as live streaming. I'm thinking maybe I should do that just to get things rolling. But see, that's where I wrote down this thing. I think because I don't write things down, there are too many things on my mind. On mind. Oops. Why? Oh, on mind. And when there's too many things on my mind, what happens? Overwhelm and don't even do it. So yeah, that's why I think if I write it down, break it down, then I'm gonna do it. So you know what? I think I'll go get in the habit of checking my phone. Write a note for me.
Alright, what do you want it to say?
Write out my plans so I can focus on them individually.
Saved your note.
Alright, I'm going to make a habit to check my notes, because we got to build good habits. And that's all I have for this video. 17 minutes in, almost 20 minutes. I want to say thank you to those that watched the video all the way through. If you are new and enjoy the content, or just want to join along the journey, please consider helping me out with a like, a comment, a share, and if you're not subscribed, to subscribe. And to my returning viewers, thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it, especially during these dry times, figuring it out. And yeah, that is it. Thank you so much for watching. Until the next, the Most High willing, hallelujah and Sinji Dua. And have a great Tuesday, everyone.